Oh, yes. It's the Leaning Tower of Cheese.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I know I'm missing a couple of them. But like, yeah, animation, I want to say Cool World. Cool World is really good.
Cool World is like Who Framed Roger Rabbit for your creepy uncle.
Ah! Yeah.
Fucking Brad Pitt, bro.
Yeah, he's kind of a creeper in that movie, dude. Who was the chick? Claudia Schiffer? Was it Claudia Schiffer?
Who does the voice acting? I don't know.
Because it's like a real person that turns into or back and forth animation turns into the real person.
A year or two ago, they actually released that soundtrack on vinyl for the first time for Record Store Day.
Really?
Yeah, they got the Cool World soundtrack on vinyl now.
Dude, speaking of cool vinyl, I want to say thanks to Wesley for getting me the Willy's Wonderworld fucking, or Willy's Wonderland vinyl. Wonderworld. Willy's Wonderland fucking vinyl. That shit is pretty dope, man. It's really morbid. And there's a lot of cool stuff to sample from there. And
it's very synthy, right?
Yeah, it has synthy parts in it, but it also has like weird undertone, like score parts where it turns into kind of jazzy trip hopish. Mm-hmm. But it also has like a weird kind of like lullaby kid sing along parts.
Yeah, for the animatronics, of course.
Yeah, and so it's kind of eerie in that to hear it through a vinyl. It's really cool, so thank you for that. And the cool shirt, man.
Yeah.
What was your favorite hardcore punk show that you've been to thus far?
I thought it was going to be your first, so it's your favorite?
Okay, let's do your first.
My first was actually at, if you're listening and you're outside of San Diego, we have this legendary venue in Point Loma Sports Arena, Soma.
Soma?
Yep.
The first Soma or the second Soma?
I think it would be the second
Soma.
Because I know they had the scene and all of this, and that was before I was able to go to shows. But yeah, I think in maybe 2003, 2004, my first real, like, underground show. Not an arena show.
Not a concert.
You know, because I saw Judas Priest as a fucking toddler and shit.
Yeah, no, that
doesn't...
Like, your first, like, yo, I'm going to go to a hardcore show. I'll be back.
Yeah, so my first real, like, an underground show was a street punk show with, I think it was Lower Class Brats headlining, who were at the time from Texas. Now they're from San Diego. They live in San Diego.
Oh, they all moved.
But they're very Clockwork religion-ass fools.
Yeah, I remember those. Just their logo, everything. Like, I've heard a few. Would they do, like, a show of Leftover Crack or something?
Yeah, they would. Probably, most likely. They're very, like, street punk, attic style, you know. Kind of traditional bar chords. They were really good. And then, who opened for them? Career Soldiers, who was a local San Diego band. They just have since disbanded, but they were really good. Cheap Sex.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Another SD, band, Mike Ryris.
That's a lot of, like, crust punk shit that I used to listen to.
Yeah.
What year was that,
in
dude?
Defiance, 2003, I believe.
Oh. I was still going... I started going to shows, like, in the late 90s, but more hardcore show, I went to, like, in, like, 2001. 2000, I want to say. Yeah, because, like, I had been to, like, concerts and shit. Like, I saw Rage, like, in 99, 2000. So, yeah, it was, like, right after that. I went to the Che for the first time. The Che Cafe... And that's surprisingly like in La Jolla too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like the other part. It's like UCSD part. But I went there and I saw Death by Stereo.
Okay.
With Over My Dead Body, American Tragedy, and Run for Your Fucking Life, and The Cause. It was like 5 bands. I was straight edge back then. It was like one of my first shows, and it was awesome, dude. It was like so interacting. It was so small. It was like mosh pits. I didn't even mosh back then. I just fucking stand around on the side and shit. And it was like, to me, I was like, yo, this is like System of a Down, but like way better. You know? Like, because I was always into like mainstream shit, but like I had a friend that showed me like hardcore shit, and I just started doing my research, and then I was like, I'm gonna go to these shows. And I was like, I was like one of the bigger guys who would wear like Dickie jackets and have like Corn patches and like Limp Bizkit patches and Deftone patches, and they'd be like, "Who the fuck is this poser?" And like be all mad at me and shit because I wasn't drinking, but I'd be at this show, you know,
Yeah.
you know. So I don't know. I was always like, I'm here. I would always be like, I'm here for the fucking music, dude. Like, why the fuck are you here? Like, you just here to judge what I wear? I'll take off this jacket. You can see my fucking Limp Bizkit shirt that I have. And I would go. But over time, that was my first show, dude. Like, and I kind of got, like, turned on to that scene because I was straight edge, yes. But also because I've been saying it for a long time. It might sound aggressive and stupid and, like, in your face and shit, but a lot of the shit they say and they talk about really means something, and it's like unity and like trying to like get together and trying to do something other than like a lot of the shit that's happening now, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really fuck with a lot of stuff because it doesn't have a good message, and a lot of stuff back then that I did sounded like if it was super aggressive, but a lot of the stuff meant something, you know.
Yeah.
And it still does, you know, that scene or whatever, that genre of music. If you're just barely getting into it, it's good to do your research and listen to the old stuff, like oldies and stuff. Like if you're in hip hop, if you start getting into hip hop, listen to some 90s shit. Just like 90s hardcore is good, 90s hip hop is good. It's like that era of like, we're gonna fucking say the truth, dude. This is the truth. We're gonna give it to you in any form we can.
Mm-hmm.
And this, if you don't like it, we're gonna give it to you in fucking. You like polka? We're gonna play polka for you, but we're gonna still speak truth. You know?
Yep.
So I felt like that was what drawed me to hardcore shows, was the truth. And then I started playing, you know, in bands and shit. Starting to do it. So I still do. I still play music for the truth. I'm not trying to just hop in and hop out. Imagine. You want to do, what's your favorite scene in Pulp Fiction?
Oh, that's a very, very good question. There's so many. Maybe the iconic, I think I shot Marvin in the face.
Ah!
Because Travolta is so relaxed, even when he's,
Yep.
when that happens, he turns around, he's like, I think I shot Marvin.
Oh, son of a bitch. I didn't mean to kill the poor son of a bitch. The gun just went off. Yeah, I like that scene, but I was going to say, I think I like any scene with Mia and fucking Vince. Because they're so cool together. You know? I feel like they're almost a reflection of themselves, male and female. They're like Gemini twins, Wonder Twin powers, you know? So I feel like they're really cool, iconic on scene, on the big screen. So like, I want to say the diner. Yeah. Like that whole diner scene. Like, if anybody says you've never seen Pulp Fiction, I don't go like, yeah, there was this time where this fool was like fucking him in the ass. I go, no. There's like, I go, no, there's this pretty cool scene where they're dancing at the diner, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like the more low-key parts are more special.
Yeah.
Than because the movie, as a whole, it's fucking nuts, especially for the time it came out, 94.
Yeah.
It's non-linear, so you're like super confused when you're first watching it.
You have to watch it more than once. Anybody who watched Pulp Fiction once, you can't. I don't believe you. Like you go back and rewatch it at least 2 more times. You have to. Like, I don't know anybody who's ever said, yeah, I watched that movie once.
I've known a lot of people to say I've never seen it.
Yes. I used to know somebody who's never seen it, and I said, first of all, how is that possible? And they were like, well, I just never wanted to watch it. And I go, okay, well then I understand that. You don't want to watch it. It's not for you.
I just think that's a movie that's so ingrained in pop culture to me. It's like saying I've never seen fucking
Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, or
WWF.
Or like Mrs. Doubtfire or something. Like, everybody's fucking seen that in passing. It's been on TV in the background.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't know fucking...
It's weird to think that somebody has never been exposed to Pulp Fiction. And I've shown it to a lot of people for the first time, too.
In the year 2000, when I graduated, I had a English teacher, and her name was Miss Alonso Berry, or some shit like that. Alonso? Some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And I had an illegal cable box, and we would talk about that movie because...
The black box.
Yeah, we would talk about that movie because I had seen it, and she had seen it, and we talked about how back then in English class, we would have open discussions, her and I, with the rest of the class, about how Vince and Jules were angels, and what they had in the fucking briefcase was Marcellus Wallace's soul. And she was tripping out that Marcellus Wallace had the fucking Band-Aid on the back of his head. Lo and behold, that wasn't even supposed to be in the movie, right? He had got like really bad hair follicle cuts, and Tarantino said just roll with it. I don't know if that's true or not, but we would have discussions about this back then when I was in high school. Now they have like full on college courses about it, right? Well, with the dog barking indicating that it's almost time to go, man, we gotta leave this cove. We're gonna come back soon though, but I want to say thank you to Wesley for letting me take over the show for a little bit, like an hour or so.
Yeah, just about an hour.
Just so we can talk about some random shit, because it's fun to talk about. But check me out on Instagram. Oh, I also recently made a Twitter. I don't know if you guys are on Twitter, but hit me up on Twitter. You can find my music on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Radio, iTunes. You can find myself on Instagram, Facebook. Oh, I'm also on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I do make TikToks on how to make tea and breakfast. You know what I'm saying? No, but seriously, I do upload a lot of music. I'm constantly doing music. And yeah, dude, thank you for having me on the show, Wesley. Where can these fine people find you guys at?
Yeah, so this is Admiral's Cove, which is now like an extension of Drop the Mic.
Yeah, we're just going to be, I want to say like maybe a monthly, bi-weekly or something.
You're going to do
I'll wash up ashore every once in a while. Sail the high seas with Wesley.
Follow suit to Chris Pollock.
Yeah,
his little takeover. Shout out to Chris Pollock.
Christopher P., the local projectionist.
That's right. Yeah, if you're interested in this or our traditional Drop the Mic podcast where we do movie reviews every single week, you can find us on all major podcast platforms, whether it be Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, Sods, Apple Podcasts. If it plays a podcast, we're probably on there. There's tons of third-party apps that I've seen that we're available on that I've never even heard of. Which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, same here. If I just want to say I'm through DistroKid, so DistroKid puts it out like everywhere possible. So honestly, just Google your boys. You know what I'm saying? Google Admiral Atlas, Google Drop the Mic, and if you can't find us on there, just go to YouTube or Spotify. Yeah. Like for reals. Like, if you can't find us after that, like, I don't know what the hell's wrong with your search engine. Like, for reals.
We should be out there.
Yeah, dude, like, for reals. If you can't, you know. But give us a 5-star review, like our pages, subscribe, follow, leave us a comment, hit us up. If you don't like us, if you like us, whatever. Either way, let us know what we're doing wrong or right.
That's right. And stay tuned for a review on Guillermo del Toro's original Hellboy.
Hellboy, fool. We're going to be doing Hellboy. Coming up soon.
And on that note, we'll say good fight and good night.